Every person has an enemy hiding inside them. Not another person, not society, not bad luck, not haters. The real enemy is the version of you that keeps choosing comfort over growth, excuses over discipline, anger over self-control, and ego over wisdom. Most people spend their entire life fighting others while completely losing the war inside themselves. They blame the world for their problems, argue with everyone around them, and try to prove themselves constantly, but deep down, they still can't control their own emotions, habits, thoughts, or impulses. And honestly, that is true weakness, because the hardest battle in life is not against another human being, it's against yourself. Against your laziness, your ego, your anger, your distractions, your fear, your excuses, your bad habits, your weak mindset. And the scary part is, most people never win this inner war. They become controlled by emotions instead of discipline, controlled by impulses instead of wisdom, controlled by temporary feelings instead of long-term purpose. That's why even small situations destroy their peace. One insult ruins their mood. One failure destroys their confidence. One bad day kills their motivation, because they never built control over their own mind. Meanwhile, mentally strong people understand something powerful. Before you can control your life, you must first learn how to control yourself. And in this video, you're going to understand why your greatest enemy is not outside of you, it's the version of yourself you refuse to discipline. So if you're ready to stop blaming others and finally master your own mind, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch until the end, because the battle that decides your future is happening inside you, every single day. Most people think strength means defeating other people, winning arguments, looking dominant, proving others wrong. But honestly, that's not real power. Real power is staying calm when anger wants to control you. Real power is staying disciplined when your mind wants comfort. Real power is controlling your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. And this is exactly where most people fail. They react to everything emotionally. Someone insults them, they explode. Something goes wrong, they panic. Life becomes difficult, they quit. Temptation appears, they lose control instantly. And slowly, these small moments reveal something dangerous. They are not in control of themselves. That's why so many people today are mentally exhausted, because fighting the world is easy compared to fighting your own weaknesses every single day. If this message already feels personal, like this video and subscribe, because mastering yourself might be the most important skill you ever develop. Now think about this honestly. How many problems in your life were actually created by your own lack of self-control? Bad habits, laziness, anger, ego, overthinking, distractions, impulsive decisions, emotional reactions. Most people blame the outside world while ignoring the inner chaos destroying them daily. But Stoic thinkers understood something powerful thousands of years ago. Your peace disappears the moment your emotions control your actions. That's why disciplined people seem calmer than everyone else. They are not controlled by every emotion that enters their mind. They understand that emotions are temporary, but decisions create consequences that can last for years. Meanwhile, emotionally weak people allow temporary feelings to destroy long-term goals constantly. One bad mood ruins their productivity. One criticism ruins their confidence. One difficult situation destroys their discipline. And honestly, this is why self-mastery is so rare now. Modern society teaches people to react emotionally to everything instead of controlling themselves. Social media rewards outrage. The internet rewards impulsive behavior. Weak people encourage victim mentalities instead of accountability. But mentally strong people understand something different. The moment you stop controlling yourself, life starts controlling you instead. And this is why your greatest enemy is not another person. It's the undisciplined version of yourself that keeps sabotaging your future from the inside. The version that wants comfort instead of growth. The version that avoids responsibility. The version that wants shortcuts instead of discipline. The version that reacts emotionally instead of thinking clearly. That inner enemy is far more dangerous than any outside opponent because it follows you everywhere. And if you never learn how to defeat that version of yourself, no amount of external success will ever bring real peace. Because deep down, you'll still feel weak inside. That's why the strongest people often fight silent battles nobody sees. They wake up and choose discipline over excuses, focus over distraction, patience over anger, growth over comfort. Every single day, they fight themselves first. And honestly, that is what creates true confidence. Not pretending to be strong, not acting tough online. Real confidence comes from knowing you can trust yourself to stay disciplined even when life becomes difficult. And honestly, this is why many people never reach their true potential. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they never learned how to control themselves consistently. They let emotions decide their actions. They let comfort decide their habits. They let distractions control their focus. And over time, their own mind becomes the biggest obstacle standing in the way of their future. Think about how dangerous that is. A person can have intelligence, talent, dreams, and opportunities. But if they cannot control their impulses, anger, laziness, ego, or distractions, they slowly destroy themselves from the inside. That's why self-mastery is more powerful than motivation. Motivation changes daily. Emotions change daily. But discipline creates stability even during difficult moments. And honestly, this is what separates mentally strong people from emotionally reactive people. Strong people don't suddenly stop feeling anger, fear, frustration, or temptation. They simply stop allowing those emotions to control their decisions completely. They understand that every emotional reaction has consequences. That's why they pause before reacting. They think before speaking. They control impulses before impulses control them. If this message is making you reflect on your own life, like this video and subscribe, because very few people today are willing to have honest conversations about self-control and inner discipline. Now here's another harsh truth most people avoid. Many people secretly enjoy blaming others because it protects their ego. Blaming the world feels easier than confronting personal weakness. Saying, "Life is unfair," feels easier than admitting you lack discipline. Complaining feels easier than changing habits. But the moment you stop blaming others, your life starts changing. Because now your energy shifts from excuses to growth, from anger to awareness, from emotional reactions to self-control. And honestly, that's when real maturity begins. The strongest people are not the loudest people. They are not the most aggressive people. They are the people who can remain calm under pressure while everyone else loses control emotionally. They are the people who stay disciplined even when nobody is watching. They are the people who continue improving themselves quietly instead of constantly trying to prove themselves to others. And this is exactly why inner peace has become so rare today. Most people are constantly fighting external battles, while ignoring the chaos inside themselves. They chase validation, attention, arguments, status, and approval, but deep down, they still feel restless because they never mastered their own mind. Meanwhile, Stoic thinkers understood something powerful centuries ago. You cannot control everything happening around you, but you can control how you respond to it. And honestly, that changes everything, because once you stop trying to control the outside world constantly, you finally begin focusing on the one thing that truly shapes your life: yourself, your habits, your reactions, your discipline, your mindset, your character. And this is where real transformation begins. Not when life becomes easier, but when you become stronger internally. Because eventually, life tests everyone. Stress tests you, failure tests you, rejection tests you, temptation tests you, anger tests you, discomfort tests you. And in those moments, your true character is revealed. Not through words, through actions, through self-control, through discipline, through emotional strength. That's why the greatest victory in life is not defeating another person. It's defeating the weak version of yourself that keeps trying to hold you back every single day. And once you truly understand this, your entire perspective on life begins to change. You stop wasting energy trying to defeat everyone around you, and you start focusing on defeating the weaknesses inside yourself instead. Because honestly, that's the battle that actually changes your future. Anyone can act strong for a moment. Anyone can pretend to be confident online. Anyone can win arguments, seek attention, or try to look powerful in front of other people. But very few people can sit alone with themselves and honestly confront their own flaws, their ego, their anger, their laziness, their addictions, their excuses, their jealousy, their lack of discipline. And that's why self-awareness is so powerful, because the moment you become brutally honest with yourself, real growth finally becomes possible. Meanwhile, weak people spend years running from themselves. They distract themselves constantly. They blame others constantly. They complain constantly. but they never stop long enough to fix the inner problems, destroying their peace every single day. And honestly, that's why many people stay stuck their entire life. Not because life gave them no opportunities, but because they refuse to master themselves first. Think about it carefully. If you cannot control your emotions, someone else will manipulate them. If you cannot control your impulses, your habits will control your future. If you cannot control your mind, distractions will control your direction in life. That's why self-control is one of the greatest forms of freedom a person can develop. Because the moment you stop being a slave to emotions, impulses, comfort, and ego, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You become calmer under pressure, more disciplined during difficulty, more focused during chaos, more emotionally stable when life tests you. And honestly, this is what true strength looks like. Not aggression, not arrogance, not pretending to dominate other people. Real strength is remaining in control of yourself when everything around you feels difficult. That's why Stoic philosophy has survived for thousands of years. Because human nature has never changed. People still struggle with anger, ego, fear, temptation, laziness, distraction, emotional weakness. And the people who learn how to master those inner battles always separate themselves from the majority eventually. Meanwhile, the average person keeps repeating the same emotional patterns forever. Reacting impulsively, blaming others, seeking validation, escaping discomfort, avoiding responsibility, and slowly, their own mind becomes a prison they can never escape. But you do not have to live like that. You can train yourself to become mentally stronger. You can build emotional control. You can build discipline. You can become calmer, wiser, and more focused than the version of yourself that exists today. But it starts with one difficult decision. Stop fighting the world first, and start fighting the weaknesses inside yourself instead. Because the moment you conquer yourself, the outside world loses much of its power over you. Insults affect you less, failure breaks you less, pressure controls you less, temptation weakens you less. And honestly, that's when real peace finally begins. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you become stronger internally. And at the end of the day, your greatest enemy was never another person. It was always the undisciplined, emotional, distracted, weaker version of yourself that kept standing in the way of the life you were capable of building. Once you defeat that version of yourself, everything changes. If this video made you realize that your greatest enemy has never been another person, but the weak, emotional, distracted version of yourself holding you back every single day, then stop ignoring this battle the moment the video ends. Because most people will. They'll continue blaming others, reacting emotionally, avoiding discipline, and staying trapped in the same cycle for years. Don't be one of them. Starting today, stop fighting everyone around you, and start mastering yourself instead. Control your anger. Control your impulses. Control your distractions. Control your mind before your mind controls your future. Because the moment you learn how to stay calm under pressure, disciplined during difficulty, and focused despite distractions, you become stronger than most people will ever become in their entire life. If you're serious about building real mental strength, emotional control, and self-discipline, hit like right now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this channel is for people who are tired of excuses and ready to master themselves for real. And before you leave, go to the comments and type, "I will master myself." Make that your promise from today forward, and share this video with someone who keeps fighting the world while losing the battle inside themselves. Now click the next video on your screen, and continue becoming the calm, disciplined, mentally strong version of yourself that most people are too weak to become.